I think it's not easy to watch an NBA game, to find an NBA game.
Angel Reese, one of the most recognizable faces in women's basketball, is once again in the spotlight, and not for the reasons many expected. While her rise to fame has been meteoric, fueled by viral moments, bold fashion statements, and a strong social media presence, critics are beginning to question whether her on-court performance justifies the hype. In fact, some basketball analysts are now going as far as to call her one of the least skilled players to ever reach the WNBA, raising serious concerns about how someone with such fundamental weaknesses in their game made it to the professional level. It all came to a head during the Unrivaled 3-on-3 Basketball League, a new competition designed to give WNBA players a chance to showcase their talents and earn extra income during the off-season. For most players, it was an opportunity to refine their skills and build chemistry with other pros. For Angel Reese, however, it became an unexpected low point. Viral clips began circulating of her missing wide-open layups, simple shots that are considered automatic at the professional level. In one moment that quickly gained traction online, Reese found herself completely alone with a clear path to the basket. Instead of taking the easy 2 points, she handed the ball off to a teammate behind her, seemingly unsure about her own ability to finish the play. It was a sequence that, for many, symbolized a larger issue, a player lacking confidence in a fundamental part of the game. Observers quickly picked apart her form. Reese's shooting mechanics appeared inconsistent, her release point changing from shot to shot, and her footwork around the basket was described as chaotic and unrefined. These issues weren't just cosmetic, they affected her ability to convert easy opportunities and made her a liability in scoring situations. Despite her reputation as a physical player with high energy and rebounding skills, the footage painted a different picture. It raised a critical question: how does a player with such visible flaws become one of the faces of the league? Supporters often point to her rebounding as a reason she deserves a spot in the WNBA. As a rookie, Reese averaged an impressive 13 rebounds per game, but even that stat has been called into question. Analysts began noticing that a large portion of her rebounds came off her own missed shots. The suggestion is that she's inflating her stats through repeated misses and putbacks, which some consider a form of stat padding. One moment that stood out was a game where she missed multiple layups in a row, grabbing the rebound each time until she finally scored. On paper, it looked like hustle. In reality, it looked like inefficiency. Even more concerning was her defensive positioning. Game tape revealed that she frequently abandoned her defensive responsibilities early in possessions to get a head start on rebounding position. This left her teammates exposed and the team vulnerable, as opponents often found themselves with open shots or uncontested driving lanes. Meanwhile, Reese swooped in for rebounds that many felt should have been credited to her more defensively engaged teammates. Some fans began comparing it to taking credit for a group project you barely contributed to. All of this might have been shrugged off as rookie growing pains until the Unrivaled League Championship. Reese's team, Team Rose, had fought hard to reach the finals, but on the night of the championship, Reese wasn't there. She didn't suit up. She didn't sit on the bench. She didn't even attend. While her teammates battled for the title, she was noticeably absent. Although she cited a wrist injury, many noticed that she remained active on social media, posting about brand deals and making appearances elsewhere. When her team ultimately won the championship without her, Reese FaceTimed into the post-game celebration as if she were a remote contributor, congratulating them from afar and then taking to Instagram to ask, "What y'all gonna say now?" Critics saw this as tone-deaf, claiming credit for a victory she had no part in delivering. Rather than showing humility or respect for her teammates, Reese doubled down on her image as a brand-first athlete. This moment reignited the comparison that has followed her for over a year now: Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. The two entered the WNBA with similar levels of media attention, but their trajectories have taken very different paths. While Reese struggles with consistency and skill execution, Clark is quickly becoming the model of modern women's basketball. In her first season, Clark averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. Her shot preparation is precise. Her three-point shooting is textbook. Her passing vision is elite, often threading no-look passes through traffic that leave coaches and fans in disbelief. And perhaps most importantly, she leads by example. After a 5-turnover game, Clark stayed on the court long after the buzzer to work on ball handling drills. When the Indiana Fever had 3 games in 4 nights, she canceled a scheduled appearance to prioritize film study and recovery. That kind of commitment separates great players from average ones. Veteran players have taken notice. Diana Taurasi recently commented on how Clark plays like someone who has spent her entire life preparing for this level. Her game intelligence, effort, and focus are all reflections of that lifelong preparation. And unlike many rookies who struggle to balance fame with fundamentals, Clark continues to improve game by game while keeping her head down and letting her performance speak for itself. Even opponents who aren't particularly fond of the hype surrounding her admit that her impact is undeniable. She's not just moving the needle, she is the needle. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's popularity continues to soar off the court, even as her on-court impact remains limited. Her social media accounts are thriving, she's landing endorsement deals, and her presence in pop culture grows by the week. But for serious basketball fans, the disconnect is growing more difficult to ignore. The numbers don't lie, the film doesn't lie, and the gap between media hype and actual basketball skill is becoming one of the biggest in recent memory. It raises some difficult but necessary questions. Are we watching the evolution of a brand icon who may never fulfill her athletic potential? Or are we simply witnessing a young player who hasn't yet put the necessary time into refining her craft? There's no denying Reese's raw tools, height, energy, and charisma, but in professional basketball, tools only get you so far. Execution, consistency, and discipline matter more. There's still time for Reese to grow, improve, and silence her critics with action rather than social media captions, but the clock is ticking, and fans are watching closely. They're not just watching to be entertained, they're watching to see who will step up, who will lead, and who will truly earn the spotlight. So here's the question for you. Do you think Angel Reese is being unfairly criticized, or are these critiques spot on? And more importantly, can a player truly succeed at the highest level of professional sports if their brand becomes bigger than their game? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're genuinely curious where you stand on this one. And if you love in-depth basketball commentary, WNBA analysis, and stories that go beyond the box score, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Tap that notification bell so you never miss an update on the biggest names and hottest stories in women's basketball. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.